Hey, everyone.
Welcome to Good Morning Mama. We are here with Caden Rizzo.
Yes.
He is my bonus son, stepson, my extra son. I don't know, my son.
Yes.
Welcome to Good Morning Mama. We're two instant best friends with a combined 13 children, ages newborn to 16. Talk about all things motherhood. Our new mom versus seasoned mom dynamic will leave you laughing, and our Christian values and positive outlooks will leave you inspired. So grab your coffee, pull up a chair, and enjoy our visit.
We have known each other for how long?
45 years? 5 years now?
5 years. And
6.
yeah, and he actually married Rob and I. So he got like all ordained and married us. So I fully got like his blessing and approval to marry his dad. It was so cute.
It's very cool.
It's really cute.
And it was a beautiful wedding on the water.
I know it was. It was on the water. We like it totally was like that was like a meant
So
to
fun.
be thing. Like I was looking for something for your dad's 50th, and then there happened to be an altar at the wedding.
At the house.
Yeah. So I was like,
Amazing.
oh, we should probably do this then. And it was the year that Cashton had his like medical emergency. We started cutting cash. It was a big year for our family.
Yeah.
You turned 18,
Mm-hmm.
went to college.
Yes.
Oh my God. If you moved into college, what was it like the week before? No, the couple months before.
I think so.
It was a couple months before.
I think
Yeah.
it was a couple of months before. It was the beginning of August, maybe the beginning of June. Okay, yeah. Maybe the beginning of June. And I was moving in, and soon after that, about a month or 2 months later into school, I invited some friends, and we all went to my dad and Trust's wedding, and I married them, like she said, and it was very, very beautiful and so fun.
He's like a full-on ordained minister.
I can do it as
So if anybody's looking,
yeah.
it's a
If
great,
you need to get married,
he's
call
a
me.
fantastic chaplain. Chaplain?
Yes. Priest?
You should look
Not
at
a
your card.
priest.
He got a card. No. No.
It takes a little longer.
Speaking of school, you're going to school to study entrepreneurship.
Yes, I am. And I have this year has been a lot more about business courses, which has been a lot more interesting than the freshman year, which was just sort of math, science, English, and basics. I've been to a couple of different seminars with multiple different business owners, some small business owners that are in the area that my school is in too, which is very cool. So the school has a lot to offer. It's very, very interesting.
Yeah, he's in Boca, which I didn't realize was like as cool as it is.
It is.
Because I grew up in LA. I lived in LA for my whole life. That's where we met.
Yes.
And that's where your mom lives. She's an actress.
Correct.
And she lives in LA, and she's married to an actor, which people I talked on the blended family episode.
Mhm.
Yeah, his mom's super famous. And Rob used to be a NASCAR driver. So it's
Yes.
really funny because like everybody's like royalty,
Yeah.
It's just hilarious.
I always tell people, I'd be like, my mom's an actress and my dad is a race car driver. And people would be like, what?
Yeah.
And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
But it's cool.
Wow.
It is cool. It's
Um,
cool to tell people.
But I think
do it.
you're the star of the show. You just wrote your book.
I did just write my book.
Yeah, with the help of I'm gonna pitch mine and then we'll talk all about Hayden.
Yeah.
The help of AI and the Mom Business Blueprint. This was my book that I wrote with Carla, as you guys know. We did a whole series on it, and then I did a subsequent book with Mom AI where I'm teaching everything AI. That was 2 podcasts ago. But as you guys know, Carla and I decided to launch Abundant Academy Teen. So we launched an entire teen track with Caden and Jenna. And Caden did the business part. It just kind of like totally made sense to do a business book where you can teach kids and
How to build
teens.
their own business.
Yeah,
Okay.
the teen business blueprint. So he takes you through from beginning to end on how to actually start your own Shopify store. I think with like what, $35?
I think so. It says on the back side of it.
Yeah.
It's super cool. It definitely it shows you the steps of sort of starting your own business, brand, and company. So how to like market to different groups of people, how to push your product depending on what you're selling, if it's sort of a course or an actual physical thing, or whatever it may be, you figure out the why you want to sell it, who you're going to sell it to, and what you're selling it for. And it helps you sort of create the baseline start for your business or company.
Yeah. And it
Um,
takes you through, okay, like how do you do your Shopify? How do you do all of like your business EIN, all of your everything that you need to know to turn your purpose into profit? Teaches you how to do that. And the reason why I love it so much is because you can genuinely take like a mom, right? So we want to start our own side hustles, stay home with our kids, still be able to be present with our kids, but build a business while doing it and not taking too much time away. So by leveraging AI and leveraging a few different tools and books like we have, then you can do it in fairly quick succession. And the cool thing about the teen business blueprint is you can do it with your teenagers. So like I know you and I have been like friends because we're closest in age.
Absolutely.
I don't consider myself, I wouldn't like, I don't know if I'm always like the adult, and well, I am in our
Of course,
relationship, I'm the
yes,
adult,
yeah.
but like, I don't know, I think that
We look
we've
at
always
each other
been
more
friends
friendly than
like parents.
you're my parent.
Yeah, because we met when you were like 14, I think.
Yeah, it was freshman year, or yeah, it was 8th grade freshman year of high school. So I was 13, 14 years old.
Yeah, going into like almost a young adult, almost.
Yeah.
So it was a different, it wasn't like this age where you like are gonna be parenting and teaching, like, I don't know, it was more, we started off talking about like,
Just like things that we
friends.
talk about as friends.
yeah. So that's been really cool. And I know that like we've always been pretty close, but like establishing a bond or having something to do with your team that makes money and drives profit is like
Very
really cool. Because I think
A lot
when
of
you
people don't do that either.
no
So to have people start doing that and have
together,
it be brought together, it will teach young adults how to establish themselves with their parent,
yeah,
and then they can do it on their own without their parent once they're in 20, 21, 22, 23, 25.
totally. And being able to like start something when you're younger and actually like I know some of our most fun conversations have been
Leveraging.
about the business.
Yeah.
Like, hey, what do you think about, because we did clothing, right? So he has an e-commerce business called Keeping It Riz. And so we've like had some really fun times like talking
Design.
about your
Different.
hoodies, your shirts, all of that stuff, sharing it with the family. It's also like that makes it fun, updating like the family, like, hey, I just
Your brand.
here's my new
Just
shirt,
design it.
here's my new hat.
Definitely.
So I don't know. So how do you think the best way is like balancing now that you're going into, and I know your girlfriend Julia, she's studying law and she's like so cool, they met at college. So I got lucky, right? So I'm nervous about like these younger kids going off to college because we got really lucky with Caden and his girlfriend. They're very like good kids. And I know every mom says that, but you guys really are. Like, you're not going out, you're not partying, you're not making bad choices. You're being stalked by your dad on Life 360, but he's eased up.
Yeah, he's definitely gotten a lot better. A lot.
He's looking up to it.
It's hard for me to start complaining because he's gotten a lot better.
Think twice if you need help.
No.
No, it's been like, so we got really, really lucky in that situation, but I'm sure that it can be challenging to be able to like navigate as a young adult. So having something extra to focus on is nice.
It's definitely challenging to navigate that if you have a lot of extracurricular
Yeah.
things going on. And like with my school, they give us time to sort of do other things, especially in the business field, that you can expand upon. So it's not just about classes and being in a classroom learning, sort of. So it depending on what school you go to, what you're doing at the time, it's just dependent, but it's really balancing your schoolwork on top of your social life, and then on top of your at home and like your business life. So you have to sacrifice some of your social life to sort of have a big impact on like your business life, if that makes sense. So you have to sacrifice one for the other.
Yeah.
But a lot of people just aren't really willing to sacrifice.
Yeah.
But you start slow and you move bigger and bigger from there. So it doesn't have to be you don't go out anymore,
Right.
but you just don't go out on Fridays, or you don't go out
Right.
on a Thursday, and then you do work on that Thursday and try and figure out how you're going to build a company or brand that you love and that you want to grow.
Yeah.
Um,
I think the key thing is having purpose behind it. And I know that on your business, we started like a scholarship fund. So from profits that are being made on keeping it Riz, we put 10% aside to go towards building small businesses for young adults, so kids, Caden's age, to be able to start their own businesses, because you can't get a lot of business funding. Do we
No.
address that in your book? I don't think we address some small business funding, but I don't delve into it.
I don't think there's like a section on it.
We should.
We should add that in there.
We really should. We're gonna have to come out with a
We could
second
do it in the
edition.
course too.
Yeah. Oh,
We could
yeah.
put, like a little excerpt in the course.
So Kaden is doing his Abundant Academy teen course. So when you take our master class, the Mom Business Blueprint, and the Ultimate Mom Influence, you're gonna get the Ultimate Teen Influence with Jenna and the Ultimate Teen Business Blueprint. That's for like I think it's another like $20 or $30 or something, like really cool. So it's a bundle. But anyways, that piece is so cool. But I did want to talk to you more about how growing up in such a loud family. I'm assuming that they.
It's possible.
No, I'm just kidding.
They might be able to hear it.
They might be able to hear it. But what is it like in college now? Because I was in college yesterday, but I really wasn't. With social media and everything going on and like everything's at your fingertips. There was no shot I was building a business from my iPhone when I was your age.
That's definitely something that's new. There's a lot of kids now that are building businesses from sort of nothing. Like Chelsea said, it just comes from the phone now. You can just look up on a website
Yes.
and sort of do whatever. So the internet has sort of added a level of connectability that was not there before. And a lot of kids my age are starting to get into it. But like as for growing up, when I was growing up, it was like the start of iPhones, and so it was sort of like the BlackBerry. And that was the main sort of program on phones, and they were very basic. They weren't the most high tech, but I remember the iPad being huge, and like all the games and sort of things and websites and apps that people used on those iPads back in the day that I had just like sort of skimmed across.
Yeah.
They're like huge now, and people have found ways to
Like
profit
Candy
out of
Crush
them,
and
and like like there's different.
No way.
Yeah, it's a whole.
They're making a
network,
profit on
like,
Candy Crush and stuff. I didn't
you
know
can
that.
absolutely make money on games, like a lot.
Like
a lot.
you record yourself on YouTube doing it, and then
Well, there's multiple ways of doing it. Like there's tournaments. So Candy Crush has tournaments, I'm sure, because it's like they have their online section of the game or whatever. And if like you win the tournament, you get like
do they
10
have like
winners.
an Angry Birds thing?
Uh-huh.
I know that they have Angry Birds movies.
Maybe.
Wow.
Universal did something with them. But like video games, I know
Yeah.
you stream.
Right.
The people that are playing the video games, they stream and they talk to the chat. And I mean, I've thought about it, but
Well, yeah, because so Kaden has a huge TikTok following that he doesn't engage with anymore. But I'm trying to tell him to start.
so let me explain this. So
Yeah.
I was on
People can be
TikTok
mean.
during 2020 and 2021 in the prime of COVID. So
Yeah.
it was lockdown. We were at home. And I would film these videos and I was posting 3 times a day. I had Zoom
Okay.
school. So while I was in Zoom school,
Right.
I'm not doing school. I'm filming these TikToks.
The ChatGPT kind of.
It was
like,
2021. It was
starting to
the
come out.
beginning when it first announced, and they announced the website. I was like the first one to log on. And then
Yeah.
5 minutes after that, the website was shut down because there were too many people logging in.
Right.
And I was like, no, I'm getting on this thing. And I
Yeah.
started using it. But yeah, so during COVID, I was posting TikToks, and I did a hair tutorial of me brushing my hair because I had a middle part back at the time. And it got 16.7 million views
Crazy.
and like 2 point something million likes. And then I just started posting every day, 3 times a day, morning, lunch, and at night for dinner.
Yeah. That's a lot of work.
It's a lot. It was a lot, and I'd wait for the
Lot.
sun to come up. Like it was crazy. But I would
You
get
wait for
views.
the sun to come up. What do you mean?
Well, like the sun would have to come through the window
Oh,
at a
like golden
certain,
hour.
otherwise I couldn't
Yeah.
film the video because it was too dark or it didn't match the clip before. And like I was very technical, like the lip syncing needed to match.
Yeah.
It all needed to be perfect because then I would post it and they would do well. Like I would get 2 million views, 5 million views, 7 million views.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm happy with my 1,000, so.
yeah, no, I know, it's crazy, but that was,
So happy with
that was
my.
TikTok at the time too, like, that was after like 3 different accounts. I had blocked all of my friends because I didn't want my friends to like
Remember that,
engage and boost the post. I wanted to just like
it's be
get
organic,
or raw, organic, straight from the app, just random people.
yeah.
And then there were like kids that I hadn't talked to in 7 years that were like, "Hey, did I know you?" And like famous
But
people
you
were
still
duetting
get
me.
people.
I
Famous
get
people
like
too.
famous. I had like when I did the hair tutorial,
Okay,
it was a
that's
trend.
funny.
It was a trend to use the sound that I use and brush the hair the way that I did it. Because everyone was like,
So
let's try it out and see if it works. And so like famous like TikTokers would like brush their hair
Oh, how funny is
and
that?
try and do it like mine because I had a cool middle part, I guess.
I
It was pretty
started,
nuts.
I started in real estate and I like always knew that social media was like a big deal, but I was like, yeah, whatever, like it's what the kids do.
Mind
Now
you,
my whole business.
everybody-
Influencers, by the way.
everybody was like, yeah, Kaden, like, what are you doing? That's so weird. How do you go outside posting that?
Because nobody else is doing it. They didn't realize. Oh, I mean, people were. But
Even my mom was like, well, I just don't understand. Like, I don't understand. My dad was like, these are weird. These are weird. Okay. And I'm like, Dad, I'm like, look at the views. Like, what do you mean?
people like
And everyone was like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And I'm like, okay. And now they're all like, do it again, do it again.
But I didn't. I always.
No, you never made fun of me.
No, but
Never.
I really didn't.
No, never.
Yeah.
Never. He definitely did though. He did, and so did she.
Oh.
But she kind of stopped after a little while. Like she
Well-
did it one time, and then I was like, Mom, don't do it.
Don't do that. That hurts
Don't
my
do that.
feelings. I think that comes back to like as a parent, right? Like we don't know what we don't know, and they're just trying to protect you.
Yes, and I think it was also just like, yes, they were cringy, but like they also could have gotten out. Like it could
Yeah.
have been real bad, especially at the time. Like the trends, like I
Some
was
of those
doing like the PG versions of them, and
were
like,
that.
and they're not even bad. They were just like transitions. They weren't even thirst traps. It was just like me like turning the camera.
Yeah.
But it actually, I learned a lot from it. So it wasn't just like me filming videos. Like I learned how to edit things. I learned how to like overlap music
Yeah.
and like edit music together and put clips together.
I know.
And
So
I
we filmed
learned
a few reels
algorithms
today.
too, like a lot.
So anytime I have a question, because I manage like abundant management, Good Morning Mama, High and Cash, and now the AI mom.
Yeah.
So like 4 accounts, I call him all the time and I'm like, hey, so if I do, and we manage influencers, so they could answer that question for me too, but I know he'll know the answer very quickly because you spent so much time on it.
I did. I was on that.
And you were one of the first ones that grew your TikTok following to like 500,000. Do you think TikTok's gonna get banned?
Yeah.
Like for sure, for sure?
I don't really know how to ban it off of a phone.
I know, that's.
I
what I'm
don't like if
confused
the
about.
app's on my phone, how is it just gonna like poof disappear one day? But like they'll make it so that like you can't really get on the app. So like you'll click it and it'll be like does not work in this country or region or whatever. But I think that
Really? Such a bummer. We should make sure to take screenshots of your
the
phone.
thing is
So we
like
can
it
track
is
it.
a bit of a security risk, they said. Like I
I
actually
can see
have
that.
heard, I heard both sides, like it's not a security risk, I don't understand, and then I've also heard it's a security risk. And like the reasons behind why, like it's interesting. But like at the same time, like, what people are talking about has to happen in 35 years, like TikTok is just an app where people dance, like.
Well, but they do like, I don't know, if we want to go real conspiracy.
I mean, yeah, they take your data, but like your phone is scanning your face every single time you
Oh.
unlock it. Like nobody wanted to talk about Face ID or fingerprint.
Yeah.
Like they have an identical replication of your fingerprint
It's so
already. They've had it since the iPhone 6.
I know, that's so true.
We're on iPhone 16. Like what? And it's like guys, they already know. Like it's fine. They know what you're doing. It's that those days are gone.
Funny joke of like your phone's listening to you.
It's
Like
if-
even if you just
even
mention-
it listened to you listening to it.
Yeah,
Like that's.
I know. And
The
it's-
computer
You
listens,
gotta
like
jump on board or not. Just don't do
Exactly.
anything unethical and you'll be fine.
that's what I've heard. Like it's not like, oh, I don't want to use this technology because it'll be too bigger than me. It's like, no, use the technology so that you're one of the first people who knows how to use
That's
it.
like ChatGPT. That's why like
Exactly.
we think
Don't
like the
Get rid
AI
of it.
mom-
Don't push it
Yeah.
away, because the more you push it away, the faster everybody else will advance around you, and you'll stay where you are because they're using a program or whatever that you
Well,
haven't
it's
seen yet.
easier to do it. Like for
Exactly.
me, like ChatGPT has become like my personal assistant. Because like we do well, we're comfortable, but we can't hire a full staff, but we can have a virtual staff with ChatGPT and it's
Exactly.
helpful. I mean, we have 3 babies under 3. He, God bless him. It's like amazing when he comes, and I really love it when he brings Julia too, because Kaya is obsessed with her.
Yeah.
But like he plays with the kids and everything, but it is hard to like survive with 3
What about
under
that Tesla
3.
robot? We should get one of them. You haven't seen you
No.
haven't seen Optimus?
No.
Elon Musk released a robot
Yeah.
that walks around your home, does your dishes, folds your
I don't know.
clothes,
Have you seen that new Megan Kelly movie?
takes care of your babies. No, it is a
Takes care of your
fully,
babies.
it's a fully autonomous robot. No. It's a fully autonomous robot.
When their babies taking care of the robots?
It's
No.
Kim Kardashian was posting with it already.
No.
I swear to God.
That's crazy.
Let me show you
That's
Optimus.
too much. I don't like that.
It's a lot.
That's crazy. That's
Tesla
uncomfortable.
bot, Optimus.
But I guess they said the same thing when.
Yes.
Okay, that baby's gonna cry.
That's the
That's supposed to
Optimus
fix your baby?
Tesla bot.
No,
I'm telling you, it's coming.
it's not gonna take care of your baby.
He's saying that it can do anything that a normal person can do. It can
Okay, I
lift.
believe that, but should it?
No, I'm not buying one of those for my kids. No.
I mean, but I might for my housekeeping.
Yeah.
Also,
like, are you gonna be
have you
nice
seen
to
the
it?
new Megan Kelly movie? Like I saw the,
Megan,
the Subservient or whatever. I don't know. I saw the thing on
No.
Netflix. And I guess she's the AI robot.
she's the
and-
robot. I've
And then
seen.
she gets too comfortable or something.
No, what's her name?
Megan Fox.
Yes,
Not
that's her
Megan
name.
Kelly.
Megan
Megan
Fox.
Fox.
She's in that weird movie, and she like,
Is
she
she
like.
still Machine Gun Kelly?
I think so. Oh
okay.
no, Julia. She's pregnant with him.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
Dang, I thought they broke up.
Okay,
Okay, well,
we're busy building businesses over
yeah,
here.
we're not worried about it. You know they like the bloodhead.
What?
They like did something like shook hands.
No.
Yeah, situation, some weird thing.
Oh,
Oh, they drank each other's blood. That's what it was.
you know that Angelina Jolie
No, I
wore
love
the
her.
vial of I don't know his blood.
Oh,
Who was he? This was back when I was your age.
was it
No, it was
Paxton?
even before that.
The son? The son went to my high school.
Really?
Yeah, Paxton.
Oh my gosh.
And he did not like his family.
Oh.
No, bad. Like
Yeah.
would go around the school being like, guys, I hate them.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of teenagers do that. That's just so sad.
Well, like it was me, like Angelina. I think he liked Angelina, but like Brad, he was just like not okay with. And like, I'm not speaking on this. Like, I don't really know, but I just the office ladies, like they talked a lot. Like, I don't know. And I was friends with them. I was really close to them. Like, I was in that office a lot.
Oh no.
No,
Why?
no, I wasn't in trouble. Well, actually, I was late a lot.
Oh yeah.
But it was also
You
because my
just
ITP.
overslept. It's so funny because
That
you
too.
like you.
I did.
Oh yeah, your ITP. That was a hard year for us because.
That was intense.
So you had. Do you want to talk about it or?
Junior year,
Yeah.
I got COVID during Christmas, so it would be like right around this time.
And
Actually, it was right around
really
this-
pregnant.
Yes,
So
it
I
was.
couldn't come.
It was right around this time that my friend had COVID, and her parents didn't want to give her a COVID test, so I went over to her house and gave her a COVID test because I was like, I need to know if I have COVID. So I go to her house, I give her the test, it's positive, and I leave and I go home, and then I go to, it's like up in the mountains, it's called Lake Arrowhead, it's by LA. Because my cousins have a small little cabin up there, so we go for the holidays. And we're up there and there's 15 people, and on Christmas morning, I test for COVID and I'm positive, and then 12 out of the 15 people.
This is
Got
when you
COVID.
were with your mom and your
Yes.
dad and I.
And I was in California.
Earlier that year had moved to Florida for your dad's job opportunity.
Or sophomore year.
Okay,
Right.
so it was
Yeah.
like the
Yeah,
6 months before that. We had not been in Florida for more than. It was a year? Okay.
It was a year because you guys left November 11th, I think, 2020.
Oh, you're
It was
right. It was
sophomore year.
just a year. Okay. And I was pregnant with Kaya
Yes.
and I wasn't allowed to travel with your dad because Kaya had, it was a high risk.
Yes, I remember
It
that.
was high risk and I couldn't go anywhere and we were really nervous about a certain, like her coming early transverse. So anyways, So you test positive, you're in like Arrowhead, you get what, quarantine there?
I no, so everybody tested positive out of like 12 out of the 15, like I said. And so then we all drove back to LA and we stayed. I was with my Uncle Lewis and we stayed in at my mom's house for 2 weeks,
Yeah.
all with COVID. And like on the 6th day of my diagnosis, I started getting like bruises and like spots all over my body, like everywhere, my legs, my arms, my chest, my back, everywhere. And so I told my mom and we went to the doctor and they told me I had ITP, which was this immuno disease, an immune disorder. That's what they called it. And
But you had the blood levels of a leukemia patient.
yeah, and so they didn't know what it was at first. They thought it was leukemia, but then they told me it was that. And then it's basically where you have no like platelets, which is what stops you from bleeding. So when you bleed, your body sends blood to the cut and the platelets patch up the cut. I didn't have any, so I would just like bleed out sort of, and like my bruises would stay and all that kind of stuff. And so I went through a couple of different treatments and they did not really work and they kind of made me worse. And so that was sort of that was the thing that was so scary, was because they would say that I was gonna get better. I would do the treatment and then like something awful would happen that night. And so then I'd go back to the hospital. They thought I was gone and I was fine, but like it would just like keep happening. And then I started
Really, really, really scary.
then I started steroids because they thought it would like re-jumpstart my immune system, and the steroids ended up giving me like psychosis, and so I thought that like the brain receptors were not recepting, and I
Plus
was
your
not
hormones, yeah.
normal, but it was very intense.
You're better now.
Yes.
I took what, about a year?
It took
'Cause you-
almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
It's been 3,
Yeah.
and they just cleared me like a year ago, 6 months ago maybe.
Really?
Yeah, freshman year even I wasn't very cleared.
Right.
Like, they didn't come until this past summer, I think, which is
Wow.
great.
That is crazy.
Maybe December-ish, maybe a year ago.
Yeah, I think it was because it was like right before the wedding. And, right?
Maybe it was.
And then because Cashton had his thing. So it was like
So
you went
far.
through your ITP and then we moved, you got cashed in, then he went through his thing. That all happened like a year. I remember your dad was like, these kids are gonna kill me.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So scared.
And like one time I was at my dad's house and I like hit my hand on while this was all happening. I hit my hand on the wall and like my hand, the top of my hand, it just started like bubbling up and it was like this big of just like blood. And and I was like, Dad, I think there's something wrong. And he's like, oh yeah, that's a hematoma, you'll be fine. I was like, what do you mean? And so then we called the doctor and they were like, yeah, so when we put the IV in your hand, it popped the vein again. So it's a hematoma and it will heal later on. But yeah, you got that bubble there.
Yeah, you're gonna stick with that.
I was like, okay, so let's just like put it not in my hand again. We'll just keep it where it was before.
I hate it when they put the IV in your hand.
It's just like you can't move your hand or do anything. Like
Yeah.
when it's in the arm, it's just you're just gonna sit there. Just sit.
Yeah.
Like,
So he's healthy now, which is good.
Yeah.
The kids are all healthy and surviving. We're in our new house and you took that time and actually learned a lot virtually. So because you did school, you were hit with a double whammy. That was like a weird high school experience for you. because
high school,
you
it's
stay home.
sophomore
And-
years was the year that freshman year it happened.
Yeah.
At the end of my freshman year, I didn't finish my first year of high school. I had no second year of high school. I did not have a sophomore year. It was all online.
Yeah,
There was no point of that year that I was in school.
right.
Junior year, half of junior year, I was in and out of school. So I would go Monday, Tuesday, and then I wouldn't be there Wednesday, Thursday.
That's right, because they
And
did
it
like a
was
hybrid
like swap.
thing.
So I only really had 2 real full years of high school. The rest were online.
And you went to prom. And that was exciting.
I only have 1 year of prom too.
Yeah.
And usually you have 2 or 3 because sophomore and juniors
If it makes me
go.
feel any better, I only had one.
Well, there you go.
Because I moved around a lot.
Oh,
You
yeah,
didn't know that?
like moved places.
Yeah.
I
Like
thought you were in
lived-
San Clemente.
yeah, I grew up in San Clemente, Orange County, California. And then at 15, I moved from living with my mom to living with my dad.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then I moved out on my own when I was like just turned 18.
Okay.
So from 15 to 17 and a half, I lived with my dad in Valencia.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah, and
I've been to Valencia quite a lot.
right?
Quite a lot.
Yeah. And I like I don't know, that was weird. That was interesting.
What?
But
Oh, Valencia?
Valencia, yeah, it's culture shock. It was a different situation. than-
Valencia's fine.
I think Valencia is beautiful, but it's very cookie cutter.
It's
It's
very
very-
perfect. It's
it's
just like
perfect.
Santa Clarita.
Yeah.
It's like those where the houses are all just like It's like,
the Stepford.
Dr. Seuss, like when they're all like perfect houses.
Dr. Seuss was first house?
Maybe not. So,
The Stepford house? No.
I don't know. One of those weird poem people.
Trisha Paytas.
Trisha Paytas cries if you were hysterically crying
Oh
right
my
now
god. No.
and going like this. That would be Trisha Paytas.
None
What
of
did she say?
none of our followers know what that is right now.
It's okay. Maybe you will.
Yeah,
You'll hear it and you'll know.
you'll hear it and you'll know.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, so the cool thing about Kaden and I, and one of our like key things as to why we bonded so much, is I grew up with as a step kid.
Yes.
Not that you're a step kid. I hate saying that. It's not.
No, but I mean
it's like, yeah, but it's like,
it's true.
it's, yes, but so it makes me overly like ridiculously worried. I'm gonna make you feel like a step kid. So we've been able to like communicate and talk about like, hey, somebody understands it this way or not. Or, like growing up in a divorced house can be difficult. So being able to like have somebody that's been there and understand it
Definitely.
is nice. Even for me as a mom, because I can be like, hey, am I doing this wrong? Like, how would this make you feel?
And I think like to the time that you came into was like perfect because they're especially with my stepdad because my mom remarried when I was younger it was I was like territorial, like I was like no,
It was your mommy.
no, you get away from her, she is not yours, she is mine, she loves me, not you. And
Yeah.
like at the time that
You probably
we
would
were-
have done well if she decided to have a sibling at that time for you.
but I was dying for siblings. I was
Really?
dying for them. And then
Oh,
like
because he got,
and
so
then it
he
got to a certain age where I was just like, nah, now it's too late. And then I got back to sort of like, yeah, I'm okay with that.
well, yeah, I kind of had to, because your
Yeah.
mom had a baby, then I had a baby, then I had another baby. then
Guys, I was
had
an
another
only child for 17 years.
baby. Now he has 4
17.
siblings. And what was it? 4 siblings in 3 years?
Two.
We really put it on you.
Yeah, no, I was an only child for 17 years, 16 years, 17. And would like dying for siblings. Just like, give me siblings, somebody.
But you were really close with you still are close with your cousins.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They're kind of like siblings.
Definitely like siblings, but they were like siblings that I would yell at and then they would go home and I could be by myself because I was an only child.
Oh my God.
I was a hardcore only child. I'd be like, Nico, don't do that. And he would be like, why? And I'd be like, don't ask why. And I was like 10.
So
He still looks up to me.
Hayden brought his friends out here. What was it, like the summer before college?
Yes. Oh my God.
And his really close friend, that's a girl, she goes, Hayden should not have roommates.
No. Guys, what are you doing? Where are we going? What do you mean? We were supposed to leave. I thought we were going. I told you we were going to leave. I told you we were leaving. Like, it's a little insufferable.
But I think that happens because,
You know how I got it from?
yeah, I'm
We don't have
married
to
to
bring it
him.
up.
We don't-
Because he says not to act like that. And don't be like that. Nobody likes when you're like that. Nobody likes when you're like that. Oh, it's the worst. But like,
But
guys, he's not going to watch this podcast. It's fine.
yeah, he actually is.
No.
1000%. But he's watching it right now. He just isn't letting us know.
No, he's not. We're on Zoom. Hey, Dad.
But I think
Love you.
That happens when you're an only child for so long, because I know that I like have had to take charge of situations. I struggle to make friends. Not that you struggle to make friends, but I wonder if that has something to do with it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Well,
Because
because it's
my-
very like, I do it this way, and if you don't do it this way, you should be doing it the way that I'm doing it.
Well, you were
Because
catered
my
to for
way
your
is better.
whole life.
My
You mean
way,
you still are?
my way is better. My way is the better way.
Doesn't stop. It's
Not
you have
this
siblings here. Rob always makes fun. He's like, "Oh, Caden's coming, huh?" So now we hit the good snacks. Oh wow! You really stocked the fridge this time. Is
No good
Caden
sense for
coming
him.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, thank you for visiting with us. We can
Yes.
end on that note. Do
That's great.
you have anything else to say?
Go check out the course and classes and read the books.
I thought you were just going to talk about how amazing I am. It's fine.
Yes, of course. You're the best ever.
Bye.
Bye.